What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosta. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, happy State of Play Day.
That's right. Oh, I'm excited to hear about that, but I'm actually tied up, so I'm relying on you for my coverage.
Absolutely. Everybody else can be joining us live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, as Brad, the Northern Nerdcast, will be joining us tonight over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. As you can join us live right now, as ITG Daily is on every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside thegame.ca, podcast services, TV streaming networks around the globe, and of course, the official ITG on Twitter. Scott, I nailed it. I got it all. That's not a bad start so far today. Well, a lot better than yesterday. I'll tell you about that one, because that was a disaster.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see how this intro goes. As time goes on, it gets longer and longer, doesn't it?
I just keep watching
for good
something
reason,
else. Absolutely. Yo, we just joined another network too. So if you're catching us live right now, but you're thinking, how can we watch later? You can hit us up at TCL TV. TCL channel TV is what they are. There's another network we're on all kinds of streaming platforms around the world, Scott. But
that's a list that grows as well.
Yes, it is, my friend. Coming up on today's show, here's our list for today. As E3 is upon us, yet Ubisoft won't be around this year to show us anything. Man, it's weird. I can't wait.
Nervous.
Dude, I can't wait to dive into that. That topic is a big one because I got a lot to say. Rockstar Insider teases upcoming reveal for a new project, and the Steam dock is delayed. I saw that one. Well, that's okay. We'll talk about it. Scott, let's get going. As Ubisoft won't be holding an E3 style conference this June. Comes from David over at PSU. Well, this month of June means plenty of showcases from different publishers. Not all of the usual suspects will be in attendance this year. That list now includes Ubisoft, who told website Axios it would have a showcase later this year. EA also decided not to host any kind of showcase this year, despite having had an annual show, EA Play Live, for multiple years running. Yeah, that's another one that's absent, Scott. This one's new, though. That's not everyone out, however. As we know, Sony will be hosting a State of Play later today. And Microsoft has a showcase, of course, set for June 12th. So, dude, lots on the go, though. It may be surprising to see EA and Ubisoft both skip what is usually a pivotal month in the year. It's a bigger reflection of the fact that publishers have learned that they can announce what they want when they want, Scott, is kind of the biggest takeaway, right? They don't need this E3 presentation showcase anymore. I think everybody now is going, we'll just hold our own when we're ready.
Yeah, it's a bit of a traditional need, but that's about it. And regardless of these two being out of, I'm going to call it E3 this June. There's still a huge amount of announcements going on too. So I feel like we're satisfied no matter who you are, unless you're looking for that what comes of FIFA, because that's what I'm curious about.
Well, yeah, it's funny. Neither one of us play FIFA, but it is interesting to see EA now flip away from the FIFA brand, right? Is they're like, we don't want to pay you guys $1 billion for a 4-year name per se with this, but we're big enough on our own now. We're going to go create our own soccer or football, depending on what part of the world you're in, and make our own game and not need the FIFA brand. That's kind of the biggest thing. But dude, Ubisoft. Right, we're so used to seeing the big three. It was Sony, it was Xbox, and then Ubisoft, and you got into Nintendo. You always had such this big lineup. It was like, yo, let's go kind of scenario, right? Like, I can't wait to see what is coming. Ubisoft, dude, I got good inside information that there's 3 games that we're going to see this year. We're going to see the next Assassin's Creed. We're going to see Skull and Bones this year. We're actually going to get Skull and Bones this year. Yeah, we're actually gonna get the game.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's yeah. I have been, so I said, I've had a couple of sources tell me otherwise, that we will see it this year. But you never say never at this point, right? It's one of those things. We will see what happens. And then Avatar, we will see this year, but I think we'll get it early next year. Early 2023 is the big one. Big date for me, I think, is when they push that game, because they're coming out with Assassin's Creed like they well, it's funny, Valhalla seems to be going still because they're constantly updating the game, dropping new quests, new content, DLC, and a lot of it too, Scott. Like, dude, the last one I think was a $50 price tag on it, and it was big. Dude, it was huge. But it was for those who haven't played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, there's like 3 parts to this game. There's the modern day scenario, there's the part with Eivor in her Viking time period, and then there's this whole other Valhalla scenario, right, where you're off in this other world kind of thing.
Gets more mystical,
much more mystical, right? And that side of it, it just didn't really click for me. I like being in Eivor's world of the Viking time period. I think it's very, very cool. Not as stealthy as what we've talked about in the past, obviously, right? When you're doing the raids and stuff, but I get why that's there, because you need to build up your settlement, which is a grind. Still 87 hours in, and I'm only level 5 for my settlement.
Wow. And you would be a strange Viking if you didn't partake in raids.
Yeah, absolutely, right? It's that time period thing. Dude, I'm really excited for when Ubisoft decides to host their own, right? I heard it's coming. I just don't know if I feel Ubisoft feels that they have something, but let's just wait. Let's get out of the E3 wake of stuff where a lot of the mind share is kind of controlled, right? You're suddenly in for a hot moment, but then you're overtaken by something else. and there's a lot of these showcases just kind of overriding the next one. So if you wait like a month or 2 months, say you go in July or August, as Ubisoft Forward comes back around, then you can drop when we get to see Skull and Bones, when the next Assassin's Creed is, which is rumored to be Basim's story and what's going on with him and how he kind of came into the Viking time period. So I'm curious to see where they take Basim exactly, because where I'm at with him right now in Valhalla is very interesting. I got to be honest, I don't trust the guy. but I'm still very curious.
Oh, maybe there's a reason for that,
right? There's just something that kind of sits on my shoulder going, okay, watch this guy, because I don't know. But yeah, you got some backstory here or there. I'm like, ooh, that's really cool. So I wonder if they're going to touch onto that in this next game that is rumored to be all about Basim. And then you get Avatar, right? The Avatar, dude, that game looks awesome. It's by Massive, the team that brought us the Division and then Division 2.
Well, because they're not having a specific thing this time, I'm wondering, are they lacking on stuff to show? Or maybe there's a little bit of uncertainty there, and that's why they're not. Because you could steal the show. You come in,
sure. Skull
and Bones, Beyond Good and Evil. We're never going to see that one, but they could come in with that.
I forgot, but you're right. I forgot about that game, right? It's just kind of gone because it just vanished.
Oh, yeah. There may be like a secondary effect too. They don't want to hype up the fan base if they're not ready to deliver.
There is, like, we keep talking about this. We can make a whole list of like Ubisoft titles and like, what's the state of this game? What's the state of that game?
I believe we did actually one day. I think that was the Daily Show a few months ago. Yeah,
right. It was just us rambling on about where is this game?
What happened?
We're gonna do a Daily Show special just on Ubisoft sometime in the near future. It'll be the entire episode of where
it's
this
really it's out of fandom love though.
Oh, absolutely, right. It is. I saw a post on Twitter the other day. It says, "Name your top favorite publishers," right? And I was like, "Huh." I just go to Ubisoft
I think it has to be Ubisoft. Yeah,
a lot of their titles they speak to me, right? Like I love the Assassin's Creed series. They've had kind of ups and downs, but they're still what I like to play. It's a third-person perspective. It's stealthy, right? There's a lot of that kind of. Ooh, this is really my style. You get into Splinter Cell, it's my style. Again, Beyond Good and Evil is such a cool property, and it goes all the way back to 360 days. And then it's just like, where is that
Beyond
game?
Good and Evil goes. I think that's original Xbox.
Was it OG Xbox? I couldn't remember if it was OG Xbox. Oh, you know what it was? I played on a PS2
GameCube,
actually.
Perhaps
I played it on a PS2. And then, it just kind of vanished. And then we see this teaser trailer of what Beyond Good and Evil 2 could look like. And that's just, we haven't seen anything out of it since. Then you get into the Division. Division 1 didn't really hit with me. I was kind of hoping for more.
No.
Then the Division 2 came, where I really got into it. Me, Nate, Kyle, Ben, Joel. Like, there's a group of us that really kind of heavily got invested into that. And then the Ghost Recon franchise, too. Dude, I grew up playing Ghost Recon. Breakpoint not being my favorite, I'm going to be honest. Wildlands, It is definitely one of my favorites out of the series. And now I'm a little bit more concerned as to where that franchise is going next.
I'm hoping for a Ghost Recon that reboots the original series, so we go back to first person. But maybe first person with an actual weapon in my sights this time.
Yeah, sure. Well, then there's
20 years ago, it was a little weird when you just had just a reticle on the screen. But
yeah. But now you move forward, right? Now you get the hype of what Avatar could potentially be, and what's that?
That's true,
right? There's so much. So yeah, one of my personal favorite developers. But dude, like we play so many games that there's so many developers out there. They're all there's so many fantastic developers. It's really hard to narrow just down to one. But when I
don't think there's ever been a better time for video games.
No, absolutely, right? So there's a lot going on there, and the fact that they don't have a showcase right now, do they have stuff to show? Absolutely, I think they do. I think they are getting lined up. I just don't know if they're quite ready to show what they have. We know Prince of Persia went back to the drawing board, right? Like that one, that did not go over very well. The Ghost Recon Frontlines, not well received either. Then you have what's that other one? It was a genre mashup of like Splinter
Cell. Is it X Defiant?
That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you. Yeah, X Defiant. Again, kind of mixed reactions on that one too, right? Like it was just, there's a bunch of games, dude. They have so many games in development, and a lot of them just going, I don't know. We saw Hyperscape just recently shut down, right? Like there's just a lot of things not really sticking very well with Ubisoft. So I'm optimistic of what they have to show us, but I think they do have stuff. It's just a matter of waiting to see when are they going to do a Ubisoft Forward. I heard we are going to get one this year. They're definitely going to show us something. I did expect it to be now, though, not pushed out of this E3 kind of window. Dude, that was I love talking about games. This is
and Ubisoft is easy to go on.
Absolutely. Here's another easy one too, Scott. In his Rockstar Games Insider teases imminent reveal of new project. Some Cade over at comicbook.com. A Rockstar Games Insider has teased the reveal of a brand new game. Rockstar Games has been rather quiet regarding its next game since the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018. 4 years ago, Scott.
Now, it doesn't even feel like it 4 years ago. I have to put more time into that game, but
oh, dude,
when I think of Rockstar, it's just a swirl of GTA 5 in my head.
Yeah. It's funny because we're playing GTA 5 right now online and playing the heist and getting into that kind of whole mode. But Red Dead is still always in the back of my mind of what is next, right? Like what is coming? What is oh man, there's just so much that could have been done afterwards that just kind of feels like it's left on the table, right? But it was the first brand new game the developer had released in 5 years, with the prior game being the smash hit Grand Theft Auto 5. Rockstar, I added smash hit by the way. Rockstar is still riding the Grand Theft Auto 5 wave with re-releases, new content updates, and so forth, but fans are beginning to grow impatient as they look toward the future. Even Red Dead Online fans are growing annoyed as the game stopped receiving noteworthy updates over a year ago. Rockstar, not happy at all. Rockstar, just calling it out, dude.
Oh, there's a hashtag on Twitter that comes up every couple weeks.
Yep.
Save Red Dead Online.
That's just it, right? Like, where is that now? Over a year, Scott. A year of like just mediocre updates. It's just been so irritating as a fan, as a big fan of Rockstar, right? We just talked about Ubisoft being one of our favorite developers. Dude, Rockstar's right there too. Like, Rockstar is massive. I always keep going, if they want to remaster or remake a Grand Theft Auto game, dude, give us 4. I want to go back as Nico. That's the one
I'm thinking.
Right? Give us 4.
That's the one I really want. It's so different too, and it's terms of like the physicality of it and the different engines that are happening. They scrapped a lot of that because the fans thought it was too futuristic, too realistic.
Oh, really? Man,
which is kind of funny looking back, but
yeah, absolutely. Well, fans may not have to wait much longer for new info. According to Chris Clappel, a well-known Rockstar Games insider, a new project, air quotes, will be revealed soon. Clappel said he doesn't know exact timing or which project it will be, but most fans will likely be hoping it's Grand Theft Auto 6. Scott, do you think we see anything on Grand Theft Auto 6 at all? Or you think it's a new project, right? Which means multiple things. It could be just the next Grand Theft Auto game. I'm thinking like a new project, new IP scenario. Is that something you're kind of on the same wavelength with me, or are you on your own?
I'm hoping for that, but I'm thinking maybe did LA Noire ever have a sequel planned? Could we get Chicago Noir? There's other options there where I think, well, that could work really well. Unreal 5 with the facial recognition. Yeah. Maybe we try that with a little more intensity for this LA Noir. But
dude, could you imagine Unreal Engine 5? Now, obviously, Rockstar uses their own engine, but if they get it caught up to where Unreal Engine 5 is right now, then we get that LA Noir experience. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Well, LA Noir must be, it's more than a decade old now.
I think so, right?
It must be, yeah. It's been a long time, but unless it's Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead.
Yeah.
The only major name that I'm aware of right now is LA Noire, that series. So it's entirely possible it could be a fourth IP.
Which would be nice. Overdue, don't you think?
Look like?
Well, do you remember it was announced way back for PS3, Rockstar exclusive. It was going to be Agent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where is that game? Yeah, obviously it's been canceled.
That got shut down pretty early, didn't it?
It sure did. We saw a trailer and then that was it. We never saw the light of day after that. It was just gone. I was like, oh man, come on, really? Like that, it sounded so cool. I wonder if they get into some kind of spy scenario where they can introduce some new tech, some new gear, some new, almost like Sam Fisher-esque feeling, right? Dude, you put that in a Rockstar world, I'm in. I'm so in on that. We got the heist with GTA. There's so many options and opportunities that they could build off of and do like this sub brand of a GTA kind of bandit scenario. Oh man, who knows what they're working on? I can't wait. Okay, let me go back to this real quick. Clapel said he doesn't know exact timing or which project it will be. Scott, how many projects do you think they have on the go?
Yeah, no, that's curious because
right?
Could you expect more GTA 5?
Yes.
Is this Red Dead? Unlikely.
Yeah.
In terms of DLC, it's most likely not Red Dead, if I had to guess. So,
Probably not.
Yeah, multiple projects. What does that mean? Perhaps Chicago Noir is on the table somewhere.
Well, maybe it is, but what's not on the table, Scott, is the Steam Deck docking station has been delayed. This comes from Mark over at comicbook.com. In a new update, Valve has revealed that the Steam Deck's planning dock station has now been delayed. According to the company, the peripheral has been pushed back for two reasons in particular: parts shortages and problems related to COVID. Dude, the COVID's still affecting, and the parts shortages is still a prominent issue with technology as of right now. Anybody getting their hands on, new gear, new tech, new PlayStation, Xbox, and apparently now the Steam dock for the Steam Deck. Dude, I want a Steam Deck. You gotta get one.
I think the Steam Deck is still backlogged as well.
It is. Yep. Nope, it is. People are still. I know people are still. They got the pre-orders in and still don't have one.
That's a shame. Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation that the whole world is dealing with right now. I know that Ford can't even put out the same production that they're used to just because of the semiconductors.
Right? Like it's affecting everybody. But it says, quote,
I think it's going to affect this entire generation, if I had to guess.
I think you're right. Honestly, I think you're right. I think it sucks, but I think you're right. Due to part shortages and COVID closures at our manufacturers' facilities, the official Steam Deck docking station is delayed. We're working on improving the situation and we'll share more info when we have it. There is no effect on production schedule and reservation windows for Steam Decks. Different parts, different factories, end quote. The update reads, quote, in the meantime, the team is continuing to work on improving the docked experience for Steam Deck with all USB-C hubs and external displays, end quote. So they're working on it, Scott. That's the best they can do as of right now.
Well, it is kind of low on the priorities if you have a Steam Deck. The idea was that it was portable, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
It'd be kind of silly putting that on a dock next to my computer.
Well, I think they're looking for a dock, kind of like the Switch, so you can connect it to your TV.
Yeah, my computer is connected to a TV all day.
Oh, mine's not. My computer's down here, and then my TV is upstairs. So, yeah, the ability, dude. I just want the Steam Deck so I can grab my Steam library and go sit on my couch upstairs. That's really what I want, right?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Man. Move over, Switch. The big brother has arrived. That's kind of.
I took my Switch to work a couple years ago, and that was a lot of fun. It sure makes a half hour go by quick.
Yeah, it definitely does, dude. You get any Zelda yet? I know you've been talking about it. Have you got it yet?
No, I've been holding off for it takes every ounce of me to pass the EB games and not get it. And even today, I keep thinking, well, I'm going to be free around 8:30. Maybe I'll go get it.
I'll swing by, pick it up, finally have it. Blah, blah. Yeah, I hear you. Dude, I keep looking at Breath of the Wild. I played it. I never finished it. And it's one of those games that I've always wanted on the Switch that they just... Man, Nintendo just does not drop their prices at
I have it on Wii U, but I need to find a charger for the gamepad, and it's easier to find an N64.
Absolutely. Scott, we do have a couple game releases out today, but before we get to that, is Will Arnett to voice Sweet Tooth in the upcoming Twisted Metal TV series. Will Arnett is the latest celebrity to join.
That's not something I was expecting, Will Arnett in particular, but I approve of this one.
Do you? He's joining the cast of the upcoming Twisted Metal TV series from Peacock, and he'll be taking over the ever important role of voicing Sweet Tooth. That's pretty cool, I guess. I'm not a big Twisted Metal fan. Scott, this one interests you?
I'm very curious for it, but I've never really been a super fan. Back in the day, Vigilante 8, that pulled me in, but I was a little bit more on that side than Twisted Metal.
Yeah, it's not something I'm really all that interested in.
I'm wondering, well, who's going to be played by Ryan Reynolds? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's only a matter of time, right? Before he's added to the cast. Yeah. Scott, we got one more quick one I think we should get to before we wrap this up today as well. New Pokemon Violet and Scarlet trailers reveal 4-player co-op, new legendaries, and more. Wesley LeBlanc over at Game Informer, the Pokemon Company, has released a new trailer for Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet and it reveals the new Professor's 4-player co-op capabilities, the new legendaries, the box art for the 2 games, and more. Scott, coming on November 18th. How excited are you?
I'm actually really happy to see this because I think they're going to change up a lot of the formula, and that's kind of what it's about. A little bit more of that Arceus lean to it. And 4-player co-op, that's something I've been hoping for Pokemon for a long time. That may pull me back in.
It's Pokemon I've watched from a distance. I never grew up in that genre. I was
it is very specifically my age group.
Yeah, I was before that age group, so I didn't quite make it into there. I was already past that stage, and it just never really connected with me ever since. But I know a lot of people. There are thousands, there are probably I'm gonna say millions of people.
Oh, millions
who absolutely adore and love Pokemon. So, dude, I'm pretty excited though. The 4-person co-op, I think it sounds really cool and about time. Really, I gotta be honest. It's kind of about time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, just like a lot of Nintendo properties, it's time to kind of look at the calendar. All right, let's put it in the future now. Modernize it.
For sure. Scott, why don't we talk about the games that are out today? What do we have, my friend?
We have Card Shark on Switch and PC. We have Diablo Immortal on the iOS and the Android. That actually leaked yesterday as well. If people were online, you may have seen a little bit of that.
Yep.
There is Gigapocalypse on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Soldiers, that's SOU, Elgers, on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC. And lastly, we have Unexplored 2, The Wayfarer's Legacy, and that is on Xbox One, XS, PlayStation 4, and 5. Curiously, PS5 is missing there.
That's a good point. Dude, that game looks cool. Actually, I want to check that one out.
I'm really curious for Card Shark.
Are you? Really, eh? Huh.
Yeah, I'm getting into that card-based RPG thing lately.
There's one we have I'm keeping an eye on that I'm definitely going to check out. I can't remember what it's called. I will find out for tomorrow's show, where we will recap the state of play as well. But Scott, I want to ask before we actually wrap this up, are you going to check out Diablo Immortals?
I've never really been a Diablo fan, but
I hear that.
I'm kind of curious to see where it's gone, but it's not something that I'm going to identify with.
Yeah, that's fair. But what is gone, Scott, is the show for today. That's going to wrap it up, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/theofficial ITG, as well as YouTube. And if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see people tonight, hopefully, to watch the state of play. Until then, I'm Drew, that's Scott. Once again, we'll see you inside the game.